divine guidance i får som få. Alla qui se fär lan, där wan, you får bandel så.
Hi, I'm Patricia McNair, your host of Divine Guidance with Patricia. If you are bursting to embrace and strengthen your connection to your divine guidance, your whole being, this is the show for you. Join me the first and third Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Are you ready to discover the amazing gift of the universe that is you? On Divine Guidance with Patricia, Spirit and I will trigger you to embrace and validate the light that you are. On my show, I will bring you thought-provoking, inspiring messages designed to ignite a spark of spiritual awareness, the first step to becoming a whole being. Join me on Divine Guidance with Patricia and discover your gifts and awaken your true sense of self to embrace and empower your spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being. Divine Guidance with Patricia starts now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Divine Guidance with Patricia. Wow, amazing times again. I think I open my show every time with that phrase. I'm not sure if everyone can see it, but there looks to be like something present here with us today behind me on the wall. So who or whatever you are, thank you for being here and joining us. Today's show was called The Gloves Are Off, Truth Bombs. And like I put in my promo, I have stayed away from bringing anything as much as possible of the 3D into my show. It's basically based on spirit. It's based on my knowing, my wisdom, wisdom that has been shared with me, and just things that I know, and following divine guidance. And you know, what's really interesting is I do follow divine guidance 24/7. So I guess, you know, we need to rephrase some things. I live divine guidance. Does that mean I'm some superhero or angelic being flying around you? No, that means I'm Patricia. And I've made choices to bring all that I'm able to in. Is that all accomplished? Probably not, to be quite honest. Am I fully what they call ascended? My knowing of it is I'm still here, aren't I? That would be about the best way to put it. So, all right, there's a lot going on in the world today, and I'm going to take a little bit of a sideline over to the physical realm, to what is going on in current events, things around us. Now, there's a lot of talk out there that we're watching a movie. So what do you do when you watch a movie? You get entrenched into the storyline. And if you're like me, you try to figure it all out before the first commercial, which is fun. And a lot of times I'm right, actually. So with that said, you're watching a movie. That means there's a purpose. And there's a purpose for what is being portrayed in the movie. And so are we gullible? And we just go, oh, we're watching a movie, so this person's doing this and this person's doing that, and they're supposed to do that because it's a movie. Or do we go a little deeper? Say, okay. And how many times during the movie, when you're really captivated with what's going on, do you actually forget it's a movie? And you actually forget that the storyline is already created and already written. And that's somebody else's storyline. And it's for the benefit of many. Usually there is a really good message in a good movie, or several. And And that's ours to discern, to perceive, to pick up on. So in a lot of current events, there's a lot of things happening right now. So let's say that I was part of the script writing. Just humor me. If I was part of the script writing, I would see that this part of time, this scenario that's playing out is pretty full. It's pretty full. We've got everything. We've got everything for people to connect with, resonate with, and allow themselves to be a part of. So we've got everything from compliance to medical. We've got information that a lot of those people that we have seen given notifications and recommendations for medications. I don't know. Have you seen some of them are not even doctors? Okay, well, that's an interesting thought. You see a lot of things from the past reoccurring now. So usually I remember being told, you learn about your history so you don't repeat it. So why is history being repeated over and over and over and over? Have we learned about the true history? Or have we just been following a repeating scenario that's being given to us? Those are deep questions that I've been asking lately for a while, actually. So we have, what else do we, that's the medical, finding out the food. There's a lot of things in our food. All you have to do is go to the grocery store and look at the label yourself. You don't have to believe me. There's a lot of different things in our food. Why is that in our food? Why is that necessary to be part of our food? I remember growing up in the farmland and getting up and going out and picking beans or potatoes or carrots or whatever right out of the ground, fresh right out of the ground. No additives, no nothing. Who hasn't bitten into a juicy, ripe tomato from the garden? Just, or sat in a cherry tree and ate the cherries. So why is it now that we basically are dependent on other countries to send us food when we have an abundance of beautiful natural food here? Well, some of it is natural. If you do some research, you know, some of the things that are being used for the crops in the land, why is that necessary? I remember growing up on a huge cattle farm, a livestock farm. And everything was great. There was about 400 head of cattle. We had horses, chickens. I have my own baby goat. And pulping turnips and haying every year, providing food and watering and cleaning and then I don't even know exactly what happened because I was kind of young at the time. I was only about 12 or so, I think. All of a sudden, all the cattle started dying. And they had to have all these needles. And then they started dying. And that to me was devastating. It was absolutely devastating because, you know, 1 minute you're in a beautiful environment of, almost had them all named, going into the barn and singing to the cattle while you know, pulp the turnips and get the food. To me, that was an amazing connection. No, I'd like to have them all free and out of the barn. But yeah, I got in big trouble if I did that too many times. So getting to my point. My point is there is so much. Everything is added to everything. Who's added it? Why is it there? What's its purpose? Why do we need it? Why are we allowing it? What can we do different? Well, all I can do is what I can do in my own family, my own house. And I can tell you, I'm not on it. 1000%. No, I'm not. Try the best that I can. But I am on it. My husband's on it. People that we associate with and communicate with, we're on it. But you never know where it's coming from, do you? Because every time you look around, there's something else being told to you that now it's, don't breathe the air. Don't do this. Enough of the movie. Enough of the movie. Reality is who you are, where you are, what you're doing, and what you're not doing. That's reality. Choices you're making, things you're doing. I'm going to get into the topic of sex trafficking and saving our children. I'm going to get into those topics lightly. Who hasn't heard anything about that lately? Anywheres. It's everywheres. But let's go back to the food, the air. Let's go back to the separation of everything. Everything is a separation now. Nobody's unifying anymore. There's something that will separate anyone and everyone if they choose that. Now, some of you that know me know that I have spoken about unity all my life. There's not a show I don't mention unite, unify. Even the spiritual platforms for the last, year and a half, there's been separation. Major separation. Oh, who's awake? Who's not? Who's got their head in the sand? Who's higher? Who's lower? Who's bringing in good frequencies? Who's not? How do you do it? You do it this way. If you don't do it this way, you're not right. Seriously? Seriously. I have a major problem with that. I have a major problem with that. Who would we be if Archangel Michael came to me and said, you have to do this and don't do that. You're not right. You're not wrong. You're wrong. I've never met a being of light that has ever put me down. I haven't been doing everything right all my life. That's for sure. But none of them have ever come in my direction and guided me in any way other than love and acceptance. Suggestion only. But no, it's amazing. All my life, I've been connected to spirit, but not connected to the teachings here in the physical of spirit. And that's it. Has there been some good information that I've received from some beautiful beings? I can tell you what, they're not beings who wrote a book or 10 or 12 or made a movie or have a huge following of thousands of people. I don't have a huge following. I don't want a following. I don't. I want to be a part of you. You right there, listening to me. You right there who tuned in to say, hi, Patricia, how you doing? I'm not above you. I just have a platform that I can share, and I'm very grateful for. But I'm not above anyone watching me or listening to me. I'd love it if y'all called in and we just sit here and talk and just have a great time sharing naturally, easily, and sharing things that we don't agree on. Because if we all have the same knowledge, we all have the same idea, how is that sharing? To me, sharing is when you have somebody who has something that I may never have heard of before. I'm so excited to hear new things and discern them. Because Archangel Raphael said to me a long time ago, and to my husband and to others who've shared the message. You have the right and the responsibility of choice, of discernment. That's not just your right, people. That's your responsibility. I know I sound like I'm yakking off today. Well, I warned you that this is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. How many people out there watching me? How many people out there watching me or listening to me today? I don't care if you're on your Apple, if you're in your car, if you're watching this out in your backyard. How many people have endured the cruelty on this planet in one shape or another? Isn't it exactly sad that almost everybody would raise your hand for one reason or another? We weren't born to do this way. Why? Why do high frequency beings, and I don't like the word high. There's no other word to use right now, so I'm going to use it. Why do highly aware, conscious beings come here to suffer? Is that what beings come here to do? I've heard so many times, we came here to learn. What did we come here to learn? Almost every spiritual being that I have ever encountered, from Australia to Germany to Canada to the States to the UK, have endured great suffering. They still have their spark. They still have their connection with Creator. They still have emotional blackmail from those in their family or friends or husbands or spouses or wives or children. Everyone has something attached to them, no matter how hard. It's there. Now, what's the biggest purpose for that? What is the divine purpose for that? Does the universe say, okay, go down, jump into a physical body and see how much you can endure and learn from it? That's a question you have to ask yourself. I've asked myself, and I know that's not right. I'm not here for punishment. Have I endured experiences beyond belief? Yeah, I have. Do I feel pity party about it? No. Could I ever be blackmailed for anything I did? No, because I'm going to say, hey, yeah, I was involved in this and I was involved in that. That was my environment. This is what I did. And this is who I am now. So in all these players in this movie that's being played out, everyone's saying, oh, no, that person was involved with this and this, don't you know? Okay. All right. Who has not been involved innocently, consciously, or unconsciously with something not of the light? Whether it has been your choice or whether it hasn't been your choice, or whether there's been manipulation, or whether you have just done something wrong in order to realize. What is all of this? Judgment, pointing fingers. Who the heck is somebody to say who did what and who did not? Many people go through different things on this planet. And as they grow, they change lanes or they change direction. A seed grows into a flower. The flower grows into fruit. The fruit is never still the flower. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to see, especially people with beautiful golden hearts falling for this separation, this judgment, this, you know, there's a lot of things that I could look at and go, no, now I won't travel or off of anything that to me is harmful or doesn't show light and kindness. I have no tolerance for cruelty. I have no tolerance for evil. Oh, and then you got people out there saying, oh, there's no evil in the world. If you think you're being attacked by any dark force, or you think that that's you. You're doing it to you because there's nothing outside of you. You are creator. No, darling, I am a spark of the creator. And all of you, you're the other sparks. And your freedom and your choice and your self-will and your free will, that's you. That's how you're carrying that spark right now. And if that's how you choose to do it, so be it. But I have the right and responsibility of what I choose to have around my being on this planet now and forevermore. That is my right and my responsibility. That's my sovereign soul. Am I aware? Yeah. See, even these people calling people awake or asleep, or I don't choose to do that. I choose the awareness, conscious awareness, whether they're consciously aware or not. The divine beings who have brought in a consciousness, which that frequency is here. If you are a divine being and you brought in the conscious knowing of hope, and you are not aware of it, and you are not doing anything with it, or you are not, you're working 9 to 5 and your head's in the sand, that's where you want to be, that's fine. But guess what? That frequency of divine hope is felt by those who are consciously aware. So all you spiritual beings sitting there being gurus and trying to say this and that and something else, you are actually being assisted by beings who are not consciously aware of the divine frequency they brought into the physical. You're being assisted by their frequency. They brought it in. Aware or not, that frequency is here because that being is here that agreed to bring it in. We don't know the other part of their divine presence. We have no knowledge, none, of their connection and their agreement, of their spark with our loving creator. How many of us have gone through some stuff and just really still, no matter how connected we were, we had to struggle. I remember crying. No, I didn't want my spark. I didn't even know what the spark meant then. I was really young. But I just wanted this spark to not be here. I just wanted my spark to be put out. I was tired at 7. I was exhausted. I didn't want to be here anymore. I just knew that every time I didn't want to be here, every time the spark of love or hope or something would come through me, and off I go again. And I caught on to that at 7 and said, I want just the spark. The spark. Not even knowing I was talking about myself. The spark that I am. But knowing that there was a spark in my being that just wouldn't quit. Wouldn't quit caring. Wouldn't quit trying to find beauty in the most evil experiences that I went through. How many people have really honestly cried in their life so far to not keep going? But you did. Within seconds, I go on strike. I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. I'm on strike. I ain't doing this no more. I don't want nothing to do with this anymore. Because it seems like no matter what we do, it seems like, whoa, there's way more of them than there is us. Well, yeah, it can feel overwhelming. It can feel, you watch beings who lie or cheat or manipulate or harm and see them get their new vehicle, take their little trips around the world. They don't have a worry in the world. And they look down on people who don't have anything financially. I can't wait to hug them when they see how truly rich we all are with our being, with everything that they saw of us as being pathetic, useless, you're out of your mind, you don't know what you're talking about. How can you be like that? All that. I'm going to hug them and thank them. I'm going to hug them and thank them because they allowed me to see my abundance. I put together a course called Spiritual Abundance. No, sorry, that's not right. I put together a course called Abundance. Where do you fit in? It never flew. People, I guess, didn't want to have the information. That's okay. The abundance that we have, don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. You don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. You don't have all the information. I don't have all the information. Your neighbor doesn't have all the information. What you do have is your divine sovereign soul. So even if you don't know how or what, or just ask. As much as you would ask a mechanic to help you when your car was broke down or not quite working, or as much as you need that plumber and when your pipes are not flowing. Right now, we need our sovereign souls. We need the help, the knowing that we carry within our own being of our sovereign soul. You don't have to be spiritual, people. You don't have to label yourself as a light worker or earth worker or whatever. But you do have a sovereign soul. Everyone has a sovereign soul. The intent and purpose of that sovereign soul may be a bit different. Because trust me, there are negative souls who are here for a negative purpose and intent, and that is theirs. That is theirs. So all you do is ask. I invite you all, ask. I want to connect and know more about my own sovereign soul. Come and work with me. Come and help me. I know you're there. I know you have a wealth of information. I open my heart, open my soul, and I ask for my own divine Sovereign Soul, Patricia. See what happens. We're going to just get ready to take our first break, and I'll be right back. And we may go a little bit more raw. So I won't be cursing and swearing, but it may not be suitable for children. So I'm going to get into a little bit of information about children and sex trafficking when we come back. So we'll see you when you come back. Thank you. Welcome back to Divine Guidance with Patricia. You're still here. Thank you. So yeah, I want to go into a little bit of sex trafficking because I want to be real. I absolutely want to be real because I'm a pure survivor. Absolute survivor, victor of sex trafficking. So I want to let you know that I worked for years to work through shame. I knew it wasn't my fault. I knew I couldn't do anything at 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 17, 18. Knew there was nothing I could do. Well, there were some things I could do that I did try. But the shame, the way the world is set up to shame people who have had horrific things done to them. Have you ever thought about it? How this world is set up to shame the person that's being harmed? Wow. I don't know if you've looked at it this way. Definitely if you're a survivor, you have. And here's what I want to say to all the survivors out there. Of any atrocity, actually. But let's stick to this one. This is in all the current affairs right now. You're here. You're here for a divine purpose. I am totally sick of hearing things like the law of attraction. Oh, you called this on you. You came in here. You wanted this. Really? You had something to learn. So your spirit came in a form and it was abused so that you could learn. Really? You're damaged. I'm not damaged. I'm not damaged. You see, when you come in here, and you will find out, I don't know, I'm talking to you, the one that came in here aware, consciously aware, and had these atrocities. What did you have to learn about evil and cruelty? What did you have to come into this form to learn about that? Nothing. I'm telling you now, nothing. Now, it's a huge topic of conversation. Anybody with me when they were younger and they were trying to tell people things were happening to them? Even today, kids speak up. That doesn't happen. What are you making up stories? But now they're talking about it. 30 years ago, no one believed me. I was actually drugged at a restaurant. I woke up in the back seat of a car with two very big gentlemen and the friend I had made in the front seat with her boyfriend. And I had a choice. I had a choice. They were doing cocaine. Never seen cocaine in my life. Take it, snort it, or we'll put it in your arm. Somehow I knew by taking that needle, I would never get out of it. I would never get out of this situation alive. So I agreed. So when people say, have you done cocaine? Yeah. And I'm no longer ashamed because it was forced on me. My choice was not a needle. The events after that, they have their ways to find out if you're worthy enough to keep alive. And if you pass all those tests, then you're alive. And when they can trust you, they set you out to the streets. Yes, I have not only lived on the streets, but worked on the streets. I'm not ashamed anymore. I got away. I got away of my own choices, my own strength. And I'm here. So anyone want to talk about me and what I did, the days on the street, go ahead. You can't blackmail me. See, this is where we need to be strong enough to not be afraid of who or what we are or what we've done or experiences we've had. This is a damn raw truth here. Do not allow yourself to be intimidated, manipulated, or controlled by something you are not proud of. Don't do it. Because the minute you hand that over, you're done. But so are every other person that's gone through stuff. So let's start saying, no, this is my truth. This is how it happened that I remember. This is my truth. This is my sovereign being sharing my truth. You cannot use that against me. So here I am on a live platform. I have nothing to hide. I do not fear my past or my future. And you do not control me by the cruelty and hatred you have placed on my being. I choose love, divine law, and to stand in my holy light. I choose that. I won't unchoose it. There's nothing you can bribe me with. There's nothing you can blackmail me with. You have no power. Now, if many of us victors and survivors did that together, I truly believe that little ones going through stuff today, women, men, all over the planet going through stuff like that today would be encouraged. Because they would be able to say something and people would believe them. The biggest power that Satan has is people don't believe in Satan. They don't believe that things like that happen. Well, they do. They do. And I'm taking back the beautiful universal symbols, gateways, portals, grids, dimensions, all the knowledge and the knowing that I have and I work with, I take it back. Just because you place something there, you don't own it. Your hold on this planet and the beautiful beings upon it is done. It's done. So be it. It's done. Because now truth is coming out. There's no one side or other side, or there's none of that anymore. The truth that's coming out is you, your truth. Do not carry shame or blame. We all make mistakes. We all have environments that we cannot fix or change until we can. Be smart enough to know you can. Do not hand that power over. Yes, I, Patricia Lynn McNair, follow spirit, live by spirit, was consciously aware of spirit before any of these atrocities happened to my being. Did I lose my faith in spirit? No, it strengthened it because they were the only ones there. They were only ones there shining their love and light on me as I went through these experiences. I have trusted spirit more than any person on this planet, and I'll continue to do so. So anybody who's had major atrocities out there, now is the time for liberation of any shame or blame, liberation of your consciousness, liberation of your cellular memory, liberation of your physical form. Allow the floodgates of all the truth of who you truly are in. Don't block it because you've been hurt. Don't block it because someone's been cruel to you. Don't block it because you feel like you haven't been society's prize. Don't judge yourself by the way the human race has set us up to feel like we're less. We're not. We are the plan. We are the divine plan. Keep building it, growing it, and loving your being. Y'all have my email, connect@divineguidance.earth. Email me, share. I don't want to be a guru helping everybody else through their stuff, but I'll be a divine being of light standing beside you with no judgment, only empowerment and encouragement. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Thank you. Hello, welcome back to Divine Guidance with Patricia. I just wanted to iterate something here that I didn't share about my experience for anyone to, oh, poor Patricia. For anyone to think that, for no negative reason, I shared it to let you know I'm human, even though I'm divinely guided. I've walked through some fires. My deeper knowing, because, you know, when you go through stuff, you ask, okay, you try not to ask why, because that's crooked letter and can lead you to too many different paths. But I asked for more information of it for years and years and years. When I got to a part where I could sit and tell my story without crying, without feeling like I was there again. And that's the point. Don't bring back all the energy if you have a memory. The memory's coming forward for some type of clearing or to give you guidance to assist another. And that's fine. Beautiful. When you have a room of darkness and a lot of things are flying around there in the dark, a little bit all over the place, and you turn a light on. Where do all the bugs or things that were flying around in the dark, bats, whatever, where do they go? They go directly for the light. So what if, hypothetically, not claiming anything, what if you're the light that was coming here to light up some of that darkness? Because you had faith, you had trust, you had love, you had connection, you had the capability. Not because you were better than anyone else, but because that's what you chose to do, was asked to do, whatever. Who knows? So all of you out there, all of you who have had your light in the center of any darkness or evil, cruelty, hate, or harm, perhaps a little pinprick penetrated that darkness by you being there. There's a hope in that. At least I have hope in that. So everyone out there, you are not what was done to you. You are not what you did because of what was done to you. You are you. And you're beautiful. And you're worthy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great time to be here. It's a wonderful time to be here. What's going to come in the next 3 to 6 months? Thank you. So, here I am. I'm here. I thank you. I share only because sharing is the way we care. So reach out. Reach out to that person that you know has been harmed, that maybe you haven't believed. Actually listen. Hear their story. And for all of you who haven't reached out, I pray you find somebody that will definitely listen to your story and hear you. Even the validation. Doesn't have to believe or understand. Just love somebody enough to hear them out. Love somebody enough to know they're putting their trust in your being. The more we can allow people to share their horrific experiences without judgment, the less power those who choose to be horrific to others will have. They won't have that power of deniability or judgment. Let's take that away. I'm Patricia McNair. Thank you for being here today. There was a giveaway. The statement for the giveaway is Holy Light. So the first 5 people who email me the giveaway statement, Holy Light, will receive a 30-minute free consultation with me. Thank you. See you next time on Divine Guidance with Patricia. Thank you for listening to Divine Guidance with Patricia on TransformationTalkRadio.com with me, Patricia McNair. Tune in next time to explore more challenges that can help you achieve your whole being. I know we are all capable of truly being whole, and with a little empowerment, anyone can access an entire universe of knowing that is just waiting to be explored. For more information about me and my services, visit divineguidance.earth. That's divineguidance.earth. See you next time, where together we focus on solutions for the whole being.